Hey guys, I just want to say how grateful I am for anyone who's been watching some of these videos, either on the strength of the Lord, which I love doing, and the miracles of Jesus, which I also love doing. All of those are using heavenly intervention in our own lives to improve our own lives, to help people to Jesus, whatever it is. There's so many ways that Jesus helps us and empowers us in our lives and creates miracles, helps us create miracles, helps us see miracles. Because I think a lot of times miracles happen and we just write it off as a coincidence. And there was one thing I wanted to share. So we're not going to do a miracle this week. We'll get back soon, probably in 3 weeks. Anyway, we'll get back to the miracles. But something that happened in my own life that I've been thinking a lot about is a couple weeks ago. I was having a rough day. I was down. I was having a tough day, and I was pretty bummed. And I was praying for things to change, and it seems like I prayed a couple times, and my prayer was nothing. Like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't see anything change. I didn't, nothing changed. Usually when I pray, I feel better, or I receive an answer to my prayer soon, or something happens. But this time it was just like silence, crickets from the heavens, not like locusts, but like crickets, like silence, and, while, while I was wondering about, like, why I was having such a hard time, but why isn't God answering my prayer? And later on in the day, I decided to go to the gym. I was going out to my car, and I just felt a strong feeling that I should go in my bedroom and just go in my bedroom. That was it. I was like, just go in my bedroom. And I was like, why'd I go in my bedroom? I got my wallet, I got my keys, I got my phone, I got my water. I'm going to the gym. So I kept going, and I just strongly felt like, you just go to your room. Okay, guys, this is so silly that I've had so many experiences and do videos and stuff like this. And still, when I get that feeling or that prompting to do something, sometimes I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to do that. And it never makes sense. And we've talked about that in our miracle videos. Jesus will ask us to do random things that never make sense until after. Sometimes we never see why we're asked to do certain things, but so many times we don't see the miracle till after. So I was having this hard day. I was really down, praying for help, and I just feel like I should go in my room. And I finally did. Before I left, I went back in my room. I just walk in there like, okay, I'm here. I know I shouldn't use that tone of voice if I feel spiritually prompted to do something. I look over and my headphones are plugged in. Well, I like listening to music at the gym. But if I forget them, it's not that big a deal. They've got music playing. I don't know. It's not a big deal, but I like listening to my own music. So I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt prompted to come in and get my headphones. And then for a second, guys, I was like, oh, really? I'm really down today. I got stuff going on. There's no answer to my prayers for any of that stuff, but I feel a prompting to get my headphones. And I felt like I was praying for so much important stuff. And then the answer to my prayer was this little thing, get your headphones, or to go in my room. And then where I saw my headphones and I got them, I was like, oh, sweet. I almost forgot my headphones. Now I have them. Not a big deal. But I was standing there in my room holding my headphones, and I really strongly felt the love of God. And it was like feeling or hearing or whatever that this thing you're going through, you're not going to be delivered yet. You're just going to suffer through this, and you're going to have to endure. And I'm sorry, I'm still here. That's the message I received. And I know it probably sounds funny, but the message I felt was like, I'm still here. Here's your headphones. Look, I prompted you to come in and get your headphones, which is going to put a smile on your face. You're going to have more fun at the gym because of your headphones. It's a tiny thing, but the heavens are open. The heavens are still here. We're still here. The heavens, talking. And I just felt that God was very much still there, very much still in my life. And Um, that tiny little thing relative to everything else in the world. I mean, my problem, it was tiny compared to the problems I was having that day. And the problems I was having that day are tiny compared to life, tiny compared to everything else in the world. Um, but I knew that even though I was going to have to suffer a little longer and endure through some things, that Heavenly Father's there. The heavens open. I received an answer to my prayers, and I got my headphones, which reminds me I need to go get my headphones because I'm going to the gym here in a second. I know, but the heavens are open, and even in those hard times, that's the lesson I took, was even in those hard times where it seems like the heavens are silent, they're not. There's a reason we have to get through some things, whether to make us more humble, to teach us a lesson, um, or sometimes so God can create a miracle later on in our life, and the scene is being set and the situation's being prepared for a miracle down the road. And I think that's the case a lot of times, but we sometimes we just have to endure some pain for a while. And even in those times, God is still there. God still loves us. He is still close. Stay close to him, and we'll get through it. Thank you.